Hello, welcome to What's Happening in Brazil. My name is José Bernardes and starting now, I will be bringing you news and facts about Brazil. We will begin with the country's latest news.
Last Tuesday night, residents of the Vila Clara neighborhood, a poor suburb in the city of São Paulo, protested against the death of 15-year-old Guilherme Guedes. His body was found Monday morning with torture marks. The family is accusing the military police of killing the teenager, who was last seen Sunday after being stopped by the police. The indignation saw friends and family members torch 5 public transport buses. The following day, a vigil attended by around 300 people was held to pay homage to Guilherme and demand justice. On Wednesday, a police sergeant was arrested, accused of the murder. He will be held for 30 days while the investigation is ongoing. Abuse by police force is a constant in the lives of thousands of Brazilians who live in the poor areas of the country's largest cities. This week, videos of police abuse were circulating widely online. Every year, thousands of young men, mostly black, are murdered by the police. Brazil's Supreme Court decided to keep open an inquiry that is investigating the existence of a criminal network designed to spread fake news targeting the court and its ministers. During the session, the justices pointed out the difference between freedom of speech and the spread of misleading, anti-democratic, or hateful content. The investigation is looking into threats and online attacks against the court, as well as the spread of fake news on the internet. Fake news have recently been a constant problem in the country. Jair Bolsonaro's successful election bid is attributed in large part to the propagation of fake news. During the election process, an investigation showed that companies with links to the president were paying for services aimed at the mass dissemination of fake news against his main opponent from the Workers' Party.
In today's Cultural Talk, you will meet Itelvina Mazioli. She's part of the Landless Workers Movement, known as MST, and is one of thousands of rural residents who practice the art of agroecology daily. Hailing from the state of Mato Grosso, in the country's central region, she tells us about MST's nationwide plan to plant 100 million trees within 10 years. She also highlights other issues related to what she calls the rural workers' mission, like producing health food and taking care of the environment and humankind.
This is a gigantic challenge for our movement. In order to plant 100 million trees in the next 10 years, our whole organization is coming up with strategies. But for this plan to really advance and go beyond these 100 million trees, each settler family needs to embrace this commitment. Comrade Carneiro will explain a little more about the agroforest project, which we are engaging in every day of our lives, because the work doesn't stop.
We have already begun planting the trees. As you can see, we are doing a linear plantation and we'll try to make use of all plant extracts as well as solar energy. So, we have ipe trees, blackberries, cashews, a variety of plants, all grown right here. In this agroforest system, we plant everything close to each other in an attempt to imitate nature.
In this new plantation, we have around 1,000 sprouts. Besides planting, we are always donating to our neighbors. Someone comes up, likes the plant and says, "Hey, give me one of those." This is our rural workers' mission: to plant trees, produce health foods, practice solidarity, and to cherish nature and humanity. This is our mission. These political decisions comes from the peasant family. Resist and cultivate agroecology.
Despite the meaningful work being done by thousands of agrarian workers in Brazil, aggressions against the environment continue to be an immense problem in the country. Due mainly to the lack of oversight, the Amazon forest has lost more than 10,000 square kilometers between August 2018 and July 2019. This is roughly the area of 1,400,000 soccer fields. Besides losing one of the most important ecosystems on the planet, the deforestation in the region may have worrying consequences for Brazil, which is still struggling with a rise in the number of coronavirus victims.
The rise in deforestation in the Amazon, combined with the expected upcoming droughts in the next semester, can further aggravate the coronavirus pandemic that is ravaging the country. This is because, as experts warn, the bushfires may coincide with the peak of the pandemic.
Many studies show the air quality is a variable that interferes in hospital admission statistics. With respiratory cases, people's respiratory systems can make the disease much worse. So this tragedy is a given, don't you think?
Policies from the Jair Bolsonaro government, however, have not shown much concern with public health nor the preservation of the environment. With funding cuts to important oversight entities which have been defending forest life, indigenous populations are the ones suffering most. A resident of the Purus region in southern Amazonia, Maku Panari tells us that even there, a very isolated area, it's possible to see the advance of the destruction.
Last week we had a group of natives who went to the southern part of the Peneritarakiri land, and they told us that the deforestation in the area is vast. They heard and counted 6 chainsaws working. It's the notorious wrecking ball, where they fell the bigger trees on top of the smaller ones and then set fire to everything.
With the pandemic, Maku Panari believes that the deforestation can be even larger, since the patrols by the indigenous communities and the oversight agencies aren't taking place.
Remember those forest fires last year? That can be 3 times bigger this year. We may see smoke all over the atmosphere this year that will come your way very heavy.
In today's Brazilianism, we showcase another segment of Cooking with Care, with delicious recipes made from agroecological produce harvested by MST.
Hi guys, I'm Luana. I live here in João Pessoa and I'm a chef. I'm here to share a recipe with you. I received a food basket from the Landless Workers Movement with foods with no pesticides. Today's recipe is a sweet potato puree. We will use 2 cups of sweet potato boiled in water, a chopped onion, and I've got here a cup of coconut milk. In a pan, we are gonna place the onion and salt it with a little bit of oil. While the onion is steaming, we will grab the sweet potato and smash it with a fork. Then let's add it to the pan with the onions. I'll add the cilantro. I'm gonna mix it and put some salt in. If you want to eat it like this, it's ready. But this puree has coconut milk, so I add some to give it some thickness. So here we have our sweet potato puree.
And that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you next week.